Good morning. You know, in sales there are two really important factors that you've got to take into account. One is that you must be persistent, and the second is that you must be passionate about your selling. Now, when I was starting out my business, I built a sales training company, and I started out in the upstairs bedroom of my house, and I made 164 cold calls. The 164th happened to be to Burroughs Business Machines, a computer manufacturer, and that led to my first big deal. That was persistence. 164 calls, contacts that was, I don't know how many dials, and I got what I wanted, an appointment with a qualified prospect. Now, the second factor I want to talk about this morning is the importance of passion. You must be passionate about what you're selling. I mean, how can you expect your customers to be excited about your product if you're not excited about it yourself? And in one of my very early days as a salesperson, again selling training services, I had the opportunity to meet with a senior vice president in a big media company. And this vice president gave me the opportunity to pitch to her and to present what I had to say. And I was going along, telling my story, talking of what I thought was fairly animatedly about my product and services. And she was leaning back in a chair with her arms folded. I clearly had not gotten her engaged. And I was going through my mind as we went further and further, I've got to get her engaged, I've got to get her engaged. But I didn't know what to do. But then at one point, I had mentioned that I'd done some research on the most effective ways to train salespeople. And she showed a little bit of interest in this, not a whole lot, but just a little, and asked me how did that all come about. Well, this really was the real reason that I was in the business, to develop salespeople and to find the most effective way to do that. And in fact, I did conduct some research as part of my doctoral dissertation. And as I began to talk about it, this research that I'd done, that had worked so hard to earn my doctoral degree, I got more and more excited about it. And that started to come through in the way that I spoke to her. And at the end, I was really worked up and really talking, and she sort of put up a little signal, put up her hand and said, "Okay, that's enough. You've got the deal." And that again shows the importance of passion. That in this instance, she tapped into it. As I learned later on to tap into it myself, so that I didn't have to rely on my customer to tap into it, but she tapped into it. So to summarize, two important factors in sales: one, you must be persistent, and two, you must be passionate.